My wife is the sect leader of the Harmony sect, and my dad is a supervillain. Winced in pain, but didn't pull away. I just let Liu Ruyan bite. We're husband and wife after all. Can't we just talk this out calmly? I rubbed my wrist, feeling both annoyed and amused. Even if marrying me was the last thing you wanted. The fact is, you're my wife now, and that's not changing. So why not open up let go of the past, and actually be a couple who supports each other? Wouldn't that be better? As my words faded, a translucent panel floated before my eyes, sharing the fate heroine Liu Ruyan's spiritual energy. Spiritual energy plus 8. My heart leaped with joy. Luck is the most core stat for every character. The reason I was always sickly and weak, and couldn't walk the path of cultivation, was because my luck stat was rock bottom. All these years, Gu Aoshin had been sourcing rare heavenly treasures, just to keep me alive, and right now my luck had just climbed back to 0. I kept explaining to Liu Ruyan that I wasn't the scoundrel she thought I was. When I had her brought to the Chancellor's estate, it was actually to protect her. I told her, Gu Aodian had the entire court under his thumb. Every official was his loyal dog, and she, a young woman, had dared to mock him in verse, without him even giving the order. Plenty of officials would have silenced her on their own just to score points, had her killed. If I hadn't stepped in, she would have been dead. Seeing Liu Ruyan's expression soften slightly, with nothing left to argue, I pressed on while I had the momentum. I told her nothing had happened that night. Scaring her was secondary. The real point was putting on a show for outsiders, make everyone think I was just there for kicks, so no one would guess the real reason. Even though Liu Ruyan still found it hard to believe, she couldn't find a solid counter. A thought crept into her mind. Maybe she really had misjudged him. Another panel popped up at that moment, sharing the fate heroine. Liu Ruyan's luck. Luck increasing. As my spiritual energy crossed into positive numbers, a rush of vitality I had never felt before flooded through my body. I instantly understood how the shared luck system worked. Raise Liu Ruyan's acceptance of me. Gu Changfeng. Don't think you can fool me. I will never trust you. Liu Ruyan snapped her head around, face full of defiance. I reined in my excitement, and kept my voice gentle and calm. I reached out and lightly brushed the loose strands of hair from her face. That's just the truth. You don't believe me now. That's fine. Give it time. The longer we're married, the more you'll see who I really am. When she asked why I had protected her back then, to unlock more shared bonuses, I played along, saying I had caught a glimpse of her at a poetry gathering once, and fell for her on the spot. Couldn't get her out of my head, and silently made up my mind that one day I would make her my wife. Those words hit Liu Ruyan like a bolt of lightning. Her heart went from a flutter to a full-on stampede. Her beautiful eyes went wide with emotion. The system panel chimed again. Spiritual energy continuing to rise. A satisfied smile tugged at the corner of my mouth. I kept going and lied that she ended up at the Chancellor's estate, because after I heard her father had been thrown in prison for offending the Emperor, I immediately had my father pull strings to get him out. But the words had barely left my mouth when Liu Ruyan called me out. When Gu Aoshin had pressured her into this marriage 2 days ago, she had specifically asked him about it, and he made it clear I had no idea her father was even in prison, and never ordered anyone freed. The forced marriage was entirely Gu Aotian's own idea. My smile froze on my face. I thought to myself, I blew it. Liu Ruyan's anger surged. She accused me of lying to her this whole time, said I made her sick, and that I was just like Gu Aoshin cut from the same cloth. I quickly covered her mouth, and dropped my voice to warn her. Trash talk me all you want, but don't you dare go after my father. Her whole family was still sitting in the Ministry of Justice prison. If she wanted them to walk out safe, she needed to watch her mouth. To ease the tension, I gently reached up to ruffle her hair, but Liu Ruyan shoved my hand away hard, and snapped, "Get away from me." I sighed but let it go, and smoothly shifted the subject to her childhood friend Tang San, asking if the reason she didn't want me near her was because she knew Tang San had feelings for her. Liu Ruyan instinctively blurted out, "How do you know about brother Tang San?" I teased her about how she called me a shameless jerk to my face, yet called Tang San her brother so sweetly, and reminded her she was lying in my bed right now. But to close the distance between us, I patiently explained that I wanted to understand her better, so I had done some digging into her past. Liu Ruyan caught the hint of jealousy hiding in my words, and felt a strange little feeling stir inside her, even a tiny hint of sweetness. She had already braced herself to be miserable for the rest of her life, but now up close she was realizing I wasn't purely the rotten scoundrel the rumors made me